Hello everyone. Let me welcome you to my IUG presentation this year. It's virtually again. Of course, I would love to stay in front of you in person and hold this presentation, and probably I would drink a beer with someone of you afterwards. But it is how it is, and I hope I have at least prepared an interesting presentation for you today about Adabas Natural on the cloud. For some of you, this topic might be totally new, while for others, it's probably known. But I'm trying to bring everybody on the same level and to spread the knowledge about the ability of Adabas Natural to run on the cloud, so that everybody in the world is aware of the fact that you can run your Adabas Natural application on the cloud environment of your choice. So my name is Zvonimir Ivanetic, for those who don't know me, and I'm an architect in the Adabas Natural business unit. And I'm supporting our valuable customers on different innovative topics around Adabas Natural, like API enablement, data integration, containerization, and the topic of today, cloud. So let's get started with my presentation, and let me start with the benefits or the reasons why customers are shifting workload into the cloud. So my first slide here is showing you different reasons for this, or the major reasons we could say. And of course, it is cost. Customers want to eliminate the capital expenses for their hardware and software inside of the data center. But it's also about the workforce. They want to outsource their infrastructure management. The other major topic is about agility and speed. So you can easily provision new hardware, new resources inside of the cloud. And this by just a few clicks. Far more and much faster than for many customers which need days or even months today to get new hardware in the data center. The other topic is global scale. This allows you to scale your application in case your workload is increasing. And of course, the other topic is reliability. You have really the possibility to ensure the business continuity in your environment of your application, backupping your data, and in case of a disaster, very easy, restore everything and they can bring it back to life. And now, let's look into the cloud transformation journey that Software AG has to offer. And here you can see that the strategic operating system for the cloud for Adabas Natural is Linux. The different cloud vendors are offering you commodity hardware, x86 based, to run your applications and inside of the cloud and provision the infrastructure. So therefore, Linux is the way to go. For those customers that already are running on Linux platform with the Adabas Natural applications today, it's easy. They can simply select the cloud provider they like, and they can lift and shift their application from their on-premises data center into the cloud. For those customers which are running on legacy platforms today, and there are many, they need to re-platform first on a Linux operating system. And in the last 10 years, many of our customers have successfully re-platformed on the Linux platform. The good thing is, moving into the cloud, you can combine these steps. So you can move into the cloud and re-platform at the same step. There is no need to provision additional resources in your on-premise data center. And of course, it's not just about the approach getting in the cloud without architectural changes. Adabas Natural is also offering you to move into a cloud-native future. You can bring your components into containers and run them in the most modern Kubernetes operating system. But more about this later. Let's first focus here on my first approach. The first approach is the fast one, the easy one to get in the cloud without architectural changes to your application. As said, you are just moving your application from your on-premises data center into the cloud. And the question is not, is it running inside of the cloud, your Adabas Natural application? We have shown this, we have tested this, we have worked together in collaboration with the hyperscalers to create architecture blueprint for this. It works. The question here is more about choosing the right infrastructure services that serve your needs so that your workload can be operated inside of the cloud. And here are different areas that need to be considered that I want to point out. First of all, it's about compute. So you need to choose the right machine sizes, the right SKUs inside of the cloud so that your workload can be operated properly. Here we can help, but also cloud providers offering tools like Azure Migrate to do the right sizing. The other topic is about the storage, of course. So you need, first of all, to bring your data into the cloud so you can lift and shift it with tools of the cloud providers, but also we have Software AG can give you tools so that a project moving into the cloud is successful unloading and loading the data into this environment. But more important is to select the right storage. The right storage from the capacity, but also from latency perspective. So if you have a write intensive application, you should make sure that your storage has the right low latency so that it can serve this amount of transactions properly. The other important topic is network. So especially in the cloud, when you distribute components, you need to make sure that the network between heavy communicating components is low. So you need to have a focus on this latency as one experience from previous projects. And here you have to make sure that these distributed components are close to each other in so-called proximity groups so that they can reach each other in this communication fastly. And especially if you are distributing between an on-hybrid and hybrid environment where you have something on-premise and inside of the cloud, you should make sure that the latency and the bandwidth here is also sufficient. The other topic is availability and scalability requirements for your application. Here, usually you will distribute your application to achieve this. And here we have created architecture blueprints as well to support you with the right architecture to set up and to serve your needs. And surely disaster recovery. You need to make sure that in case something bigger happens, a disaster, your application can get back to life. Finally, security. And for this, I have created an additional slide in my presentation. Security is an important topic, mostly even today. And especially when you move into the cloud. You want to protect your sensitive data. And this also means to encrypt data in flight, but also data at rest. And what we see in the illustration is an advanced architecture that is also recommended to distribute your different components. So you can run online functionality on distributed machines for scalability, but also for availability. Now you communicate via front end with an end user, and you see also NTX, our middleware, to reach your application via services from a web application, for example. And Adabas in the back end, working together with a storage. And on all these levels, there's communication. And you need to protect your data at different levels. And it's standard out of the box available via all cloud providers that you have data at rest as of today for the storage offering. This is platform managed and you can get it from the cloud vendors. But on top of this, Software AG can offer you data at rest encryption with our Adabas encryption for Linux, so that even the data and the containers that are written by Adabas are persisted and encrypted. And then there's this communication path between the front end and Adabas communicating via ADA TCP communication. And here we also offer, of course, encryption, SSL-based communication with Adabas encryption for Linux. And what we have for a long time is to encrypt the communication from the end user application or the services via AppLinks or entire-X SSL communication. As you can see, for all these different topics, we have created architecture blueprints that support you to be successful in your journey into the cloud environment. And now let's also look into cloud native, the benefits, or why are customers considering cloud native. This is important to tell, and here I also have 4 major points taken on this slide. So first, it's again about agility and speed. You can even further reduce the time to deliver new products and services to the market because you can set up a full DevOps chain, but not the CI/CD pipeline just for your application. You can set it even for the whole platform. And then you can deploy everything from development until production. And this also gives you the ability to create a microservice-oriented architecture where you can independently deploy new services into your application to serve new requirements that you have coming from the business side. And of course, portability in the sense that running in containers, you are decoupled from the underlying infrastructure. And this gives you even the ability to be portable across different cloud environments. So these are all great strengths to move into the cloud native direction. And the good thing is Adabas Natural application can go this journey with you. As you can see on this slide, Adabas Natural is supporting containerization and to run on top of Kubernetes, what is the standard cluster operating system as of today. However, in this approach, you will be required to create cloud native architecture blueprints for your application. This doesn't mean that you have to change your sources or your data. It is changing the way how you deploy it. So you have to re-architect your deployment pattern. But also for this, we have created in collaboration architecture blueprints where we can support you with a generic approach to serve this. And then you can build your containers and deploy them in this modern IT environment. And of course, finally, you will have to test the functional and non-functional behavior of your application. And the goal of this, as we see it here in this slide, is to increase, of course, agility and speed, and it allows you to automate your build and test and deployment for your whole application, but also the platform, as already mentioned. What you see on the left-hand side, the DevOps process that you can set up with Natural One as the development environment, have your sources in a repository. This already works for longer time for our customers. But combining it with a cloud native approach, you can also incorporate your whole platform inside of this DevOps process. So you can build all your components, your Adabas database, your entire X, your app links, and of course Natural, and build new versions completely based on the sources that are in your repository, and then deploy them from one environment to the other inside of the infrastructure of the cloud providers. So I'm pretty sure not for everybody I can tell this story in these 15 minutes. So therefore, I want to encourage you highly for all of those of you who are interested to learn more about this topic to visit our Software AG website. Here I have created on-demand webinars that you can simply watch. They are a deep dive. They will show you all these topics really in detail. We will explore the full journey. I will show you how you can lift and shift your application, distributed advanced architectures, how containers actually work, and how you can deploy them on top of Kubernetes to serve really enterprise workload and scale. Okay, and with this, we are already at the end of my today's presentation. So I want to leave you with my key takeaways that everybody should remember. And this is, if your company has a cloud strategy, Adabas Natural can be part of the journey. And if you want to shift workload into the cloud, then we can support you with the right architecture. And if you want to learn more, as already said, please visit our website or simply reach out to your Software AG contact of your trust. And having said this, I'm at the end of my today's presentation. I hope it was interesting. I hope to see you next time in person, and I wish you a great day and event. Thank you and bye-bye.